Breaking news, Detroit Lions fans, and the news is not good news. If you do not like the fact that Brad Holmes is a cheap spender, this news is absolutely guaranteed to piss you off. We're going to talk about it, so stay tuned.
What are we? What makes us what we are and what we're going to be? It's grit. It's what we started with last year, guys. Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
Can definitely compete with the big dogs.
10-5 end zone touchdown Detroit Lions.
You guys are unbelievable, man. I'm telling you.
We are driven by Detroit.
Hello, Detroit Lions friends, fans, and family members. Welcome on back to yet another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. I'm your host, David T. Pike. And as always, we're diving on in. Folks, oh boy, I do not know how in the hell this is going to go, but I can guarantee you with every fiber of my being, I can guarantee you I know exactly how the majority of the fan base is going to take this news. The news that we're talking about is that it literally just came across the wire, like maybe a few minutes ago. The Lions are signing edge rusher Marcus Davenport to another one-year deal for $4.75 million. Okay. I can tell you this right now. If you are a Lions fan that was already pissed off about the move last year and how we passed on guys like, freaking all those guys that were in free agency, I can tell you this right now. This move is just like literally getting hit in the back of the head with a damn 2x4. It's like we just went right back to that all over again. And the reason why is because it's like, okay, you brought in Marcus Davenport last year on a one-year prove-it deal, and the only thing that Marcus Davenport proved is exactly what the doubters had said about him for the majority of his career, which is he cannot stay healthy. He literally played 2 games for us last year and was done for the entirety of the season. And you gave him a one-year contract last year. Now the Lions and Brad Holmes decide to go out and give him another one-year contract to potentially try and run it back. What exactly are you trying to run back? Him running back to the IR designation? Because that's about the only thing I can see here. Again, Marcus Davenport has only had one season where he was primarily available, and that was the best season he ever had. I can understand that the Lions have to be fiscally smart with their spending this offseason. I get that. But spending almost $5 million for a guy who quite literally sat on his ass recovering from an injury for 15 out of the 17 regular season games that we had, I don't see how that makes any sense. It's like you could have gone into free agency and gotten Joey Bosa or something else. Or, again, you still could go and get Trey Hendrickson. That, to me, makes a hell of a lot more sense. Would it cost more? Absolutely it would cost more. But it's not going to break the bank anyway. So, to me, this decision to freaking, sign Marcus Davenport, like, dude, it is a proverbial and literal head-scratcher for me. Because on one sense, I can understand why you would sign him because he is cheap. I mean, a $4.75 million deal, that's cheap. That's like a dime in a bucket. But at the same time, it's like, you just gave him a one-year deal last year to prove that he could play, and he proved that he can't play because he can't stay healthy. And what's that saying that is, been around since forever and a day about football players? Your best ability is your availability? Well, I'm sorry, if you can only show up for 2 out of the 17 games of the season, you ain't worth much. And again, that is just where this is such a head scratcher, because it's like the whole basis of how Marcus Davenport's value as a player makes any damn sense is if he can stay healthy. Now, I'll say this, just to be on the opposite end of the spectrum here. If, for whatever reason, somehow by the grace of God and a miracle, Marcus Davenport is able to stay healthy for the majority of the year and is able to actually garner 8, maybe 9 sacks, then this $4.75 million deal is going to look like a steal. But that is a massive freaking if. It's an especially massive freaking if when you could go and get guys that you've had available in the past. Like last year, you could have gotten Danielle Hunter. This year, you have options such as Josh Sweat, Chase Young, Trey Hendrickson, Joey Bosa. I mean, dude, that's the part about this that just is such a head scratcher. It's so confusing. Why would you settle, in essence, for Marcus Davenport when there are other options? The only thing that I could potentially see that Brad Holmes could do to somehow, some way make this make sense is to get somebody else to be right alongside him as a rotational player. Because I'm telling you this right now, if Brad Holmes hedges all his bets on freaking Marcus Davenport trying to stay healthy, chances are he's going to lose the bet because that's not going to work. Marcus Davenport has too long of a track history, too long of a track record to prove anything about, being healthy for the majority of the year. So for me, the only reason why I see Brad Holmes is making this is to have more edge rushing depth and talent, and he's probably still going to go and get somebody else, whether it's in the draft, free agency, still maybe might consider trading, I don't know. But I can guarantee you this, if there's anything I've known about Brad Holmes over the years, this is not the only move he's going to make when it comes to the edge rushing. It would be absolutely lunacy, sheer insanity if this was the only move he made. This move to me is nothing more than adding rotation and depth. That's the only thing about this that makes any sense. And for $4.75 million, I guess in that sense I'm okay with it. But if the plan, and I say this, if the plan is for Marcus Davenport to be the guy opposite of Hutch, dude, I was literally telling my friends that I do my live streams with on occasion. I was like, dude, I'm telling you this right now. When it comes to the fan base, this news is going to blow up worse than Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. Because I know this is not what the fan base wants to hear. They want to hear, oh, we signed Josh Sweat. Oh, we signed Chase Young. Or, oh, we signed Joey Bosa. Or, oh, we traded for Trey Hendrickson. That's what they want to hear. This news could have been about the last thing they wanted to hear and about as far from close to what they got. This is just the absolute epitome of, oh, I expected one thing and what I got was the complete opposite. This news, I can guarantee you, for a lot of Lions fans, is going to be like somebody throwing a damn wet blanket on the party and be like, wow, could you have possibly done anything else opposite of what we were wanting, what we were hoping for? That's what I'm expecting the majority of Lions fans are going to be like. And I'm trying my best to be like, okay, let's step back here, let's be rational for a minute, and let's try and look at this as if Brad Holmes is trying to flesh out the roster, and the only reason he's keeping Marcus Davenport around is as a rotational and depth piece, and he's still going to bring in somebody else. If that's what I think is happening, and I do believe that is the case, then $4.75 million, I'm not going to sweat too much, because that is not a whole lot of money. And I'm pretty confident that if the Lions gave that contract to Davenport like they did, they probably have something in there that says, hey, if you get injured or there's some sort of an incentive or something to protect the club if he gets injured, because it's like, listen, the Lions aren't just going to hand out money for the hell of it. They're obviously going to have contingencies based into the contract to state, hey, we're giving you another shot. You already screwed the pooch over last year. We need something in place so if for whatever reason you still can't play, you still can't cut the mustard, we can cut your ass and re-get that money back. That's the only other thing that makes a possibility of sense in this whole scenario. But anyway, folks, I just wanted to get this out there because I actually wasn't planning on releasing anything today. I was actually planning on taking a day to kind of research, recuperate, and then get ready for, the next week, Sunday and Monday. But I saw this and I was like, oh, hell, there's no way I can't not talk about this because I know somebody somewhere is going to ask me what my thought and opinion is on this. And my thought and opinion on it, for the most part, is Gonna have to trust Brad, and you gotta trust that he knows what he's doing, and that this is not the only move he's going to make, which I certainly believe is the case. Again, I think this is more hedging bets and having rotation and depth, so that way you have more than one edge rusher. That's what I think this is, because I don't think Holmes is done adding to the edge rushing room. I sincerely believe that. But having said that, I'm going to end this episode and say thank you all for watching another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. If you like what you saw, by all means, highly encourage y'all to watch the next episode. Also encourage y'all to do one of these three things: like, comment, and subscribe. If by chance you subscribed in the past and you forgot to do so at the time, I want to highly encourage y'all, please make sure you hit that bell notification icon. Also encourage y'all, please, to share this content with your Lions friends and family members. Share here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Share anywhere and everywhere you possibly can. And with that, I hope y'all got something out of this episode. You probably didn't enjoy it, but I hope you got something out of it. Maybe it informed your opinion. Maybe it gave you a little something to mull over. Whether this is the first time watching me, you guys have been watching me for a long-ass time, I sincerely hope that's the case. I also hope everybody has something in their life that makes them happy, makes them smile. God bless, my friends. And until the next time we meet, I'll see you all in the next episode.